Welcome to Sunday Dinner, episode 148. I'm your host, Rob Villain, and we're back with another week of informative bullshit for you. There's a lot of stuff on the plate this week because it's been a fucking shit show all across the fucking world. But we don't really care about the world. We only care about us in the United States because we're selfish. But we're going to be down. We're short a panel. Shout out to the collective and their headliners only show tonight. So Rome has been kidnapped from us so he could perform hype man duties with Trosh. But shout out to them. I wish I could have been in attendance, but Sundays are no go for me because my baby. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's bring her right on in. You know, if Rome ain't here, there's only one person left on the panel. Put your hands together for the one, the only. Miss fucking 5 random questions herself. Miss Sunday Dinner. Bianca motherfucking Tate.
Hello. Hello.
Boom. And boom. Well, good evening. And how are you doing on this wonderful Sunday evening? Oh, she's frozen. I thought she was just standing very still. Anyway, so welcome to Sunday Dinner episode 148. My co-host Bianca Tate is frozen. My other co-host Rome is not here. Oh, wait. Oh. And I might be dying because this week's really good. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this and let's do that.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, you're moving again.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Like I said, Miss Bianca Tate.
Difficulty.
Hey, shit happens, right?
But I'm here.
Yay! I don't know why I thought that decided a gunshot sound, but whatever. There we go. How was your week, Bianca? We might as well just get into it. Episode 148, you know how we do. We get on this show every week. No scripts, no topics, all fuckery. We talk shit about people, things going on. Sometimes we defame people in a segment called Name That Charge. And then we ask a bunch of questions at the end of the show from Bianca. And then sometimes this guy hops on the fucking show.
It's 2025. We ignore all negativity.
Episode 148. Where's my little next button presses? We are powered by. And we'll get right into it. Right off rip. How was your week, Bianca?
Oh, very, very busy week. Busy week. Busy in the world of property and casualty insurance due to the many weather-related events across the country. Started training and actually completed training with Intuit, so I start working for them tomorrow. So I'll do a few hours in the morning before my shift with the insurance company. After I get off of that, I'll work for Intuit until 11. So I'll be doing that all week. Really haven't been doing nothing. I'm trying to save up my money to celebrate my birthday next weekend. Very happy. Shout out to my PTO that rolled over into this year, so I get to enjoy a 4-day weekend. Yeah, and probably still gonna work into it some type of way because I have nothing else to do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I did. How was your week?
Oh, Mr.
Wow,
Shit. Well, I got a. It's been a week. Went on an adventure, but we will get into that. I'm kind of wanting to fucking Elijah to fucking hop on to be watching when I talk about it, but I forgot to text him and remind him like, yo, it's fucking 8:00, and you know now my phone's where my phone's at. But let's see if he answers on Facebook Messenger. Let's see if we could do a couple different things at the same time. But Yeah, we went on an adventure into Michigan, but the beginning of the week was kind of easy. Hey, because my phone says a camera right now on Sunday dinner, but I'm about to talk about my week, and so I figured you might want to watch it when I talk about the adventure. Uh, uh. So, as I was doing a little thing, so it was a standard week, like new term, so I'm fucking school's fucking kind of kicking my ass, but I did get the email that well, for context, everybody knows me to be in law school, cool. But actually, I have left law school. I just completed my first term in the Master of Legal Studies program, and the reason I left because I had maxed out what I could borrow from the government. I already have a degree. I have a political science degree. So I've already been in school before, so I took on this endeavor knowing that there's a chance that I might run out of funding. I thought there was kind of a way to get around it, but there wasn't. So I left the law school program. I went to the Master's Legal Studies program. It's the same curriculum for the most part. It's missing like 6 classes that the Juris Doctorate, the Executive Juris Doctorate program has. So what happened with all the credits from law school is they were able to transfer all over. But that fucking year and a half of law school transfers into fucking basically an associate's degree. So in 3 classes, I finished. I got to fucking. I hit the fucking prereqs to have an associate's degree. So they're just gonna start throwing these degrees at me, fucking until I fucking finish up fucking until I finish up the fucking the masters. What up, Lil Chan? So it was kind of demanding, but first I got the email. I've been waiting for a certain email, but the first email I got was like, "Hey, congratulations, you're fucking 75% complete with your current degree plan." Blah 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 blah. So, um, classes for me wrap up August 12th. But they mail your diploma like 2 weeks after that, right? So the graduation ceremony is on October 11th. But I'll be in class. I'll be in the new set of classes.
There you go.
So the current trajectory of everything goes associates and finishes up in actually I finish up all the associates classes in May, but then I have a capstone class which covers everything that I've done for the last year and a half, whatever. So basically, I got to write a bunch of papers about on everything I learned, whatever scenarios that presents themselves that they give us, and then I take no time off. After that, I get the week off, and then I start the next round. So during this graduation, where they're like, you don't have to go walk, blah 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 shit. I'm fucking walking all 3 times for these motherfucking shits.
You should. You should.
Yeah. And I'm graduating magna cum laude with high honors.
Do you get cords and stuff? Are you?
Well, I gotta buy them, of course. I gotta order them, but yeah. So with this too, my fucking honor society shit, fucking the National Society of Leadership Honor Society, the National Society of Leadership and Success. And fucking whatever fraternity shit, fucking legal fraternity. There's a couple of them, but I haven't paid the money yet. Like I haven't decided. It's like fucking $400. So I got that 75% fucking complete shit. Here's your packages for your cap, gown, blah 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 blah. Cool. But then the next day I got the one I've been waiting for, which was my fucking confirmation, what I already knew, that it's back-to-back motherfucking Chancellor's List appearances for me. And my 4th Chancellor's List appearance since I've been back in school. So in 8 terms, there's been 4 Chancellor's appearance and 3 Dean's List and one term that I didn't get anything because of a fucking stupid fucking B plus that I missed by 0.03%. I was so fucking pissed off. So that's cool. All this helps me get more scholarships, so I don't got to come out of pocket. So going back to the reason that I switched is because every 13 weeks I would have had to come out of pocket $9,800. $9,800 every 12 to 13 weeks. That's what I would have to pay. That's with my scholarships and grants because, like I said, I've run out of fucking loan funding. So,
hey, I'm relocating. I'm still here. I'm just relocating.
Okay.
I'll be right.
So, basically, the cost is now I'm down to $3,200 every 12 to 13 weeks. So that's a lot more doable. So I don't gotta fucking stress the fuck out. And then they put all these income restrictions on what you're allowed to make until you're cut off from trying to get those scholarships or whatever. Like on paper, you can't make more than like $1,680 on the set of fucking scholarships I'm trying to get. So I gotta stay right around that fucking hover around that shit. So that's the most stressful part. Be like, oh shit, because everybody knows. Like I be in the city Uber and I be downtown Chicago just driving Uber, and once I look at my monthly thing, oh, what am I at? Oh, gotta shut it off. Let's go home. But just little tips and tricks that I've learned to do to help me maximize making as much money as I possibly can while flying under the radar. So that was the big thing this week. Like here, start pick out your first fucking graduation shit. And here's fucking an 8-page paper you gotta fucking write too. So yeah, it's still all doing this while going full fucking throttle on the next term of classes. And then
so for real, like congratulations, because that's gotta be hard.
Well, and the thing about last term was, there's 1,000 possible points in the term. So in one of my classes, I got 990 out of the possible 1,000. I missed 10 fucking points the whole fucking term. And I think I was more pissed off at myself about missing those 10 points than I was fucking proud of myself that I got 990 out of 1,000. I was more pissed off about like, fuck, I missed out on 10 points other than like, bro, you got 990 out of it, So, but then the second class I got 976 points out of 1,000. So I only missed 24 over the fucking 10 weeks. So, but, and I did make a couple changes to make sure that I fucking had enough time to concentrate on what I needed to do to get the best grades that I could get. And everybody knows I'm always at the motherfucking strip club, Tuesday through fucking Friday. Usually from about 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning when they close. And then I walk out with the fucking staff, whatever. But this last 10 weeks, I've dialed it down a little bit. I haven't been going out all 4 days all week. I definitely haven't been staying to close. Only time I stay to close is fucking 7. I got to ride home. She's like, can you take me home? I'm like, what the fuck? All BFE. So fucking very, very rarely. And if I do stay out to close, it's usually on a Friday. It's definitely not on a Tuesday anymore or Wednesday or anything like that. So, it worked, the classes were harder, but I had the time that I needed to do what I had to do to get the grade I got. And this term's professors was real fucking cool. Yeah, and others kind of I had him before. I had him in a legal ethics class. So he's like if the professor teaches legal ethics, he's probably going to be a real fucking like stickler for the rules. Like he want to follow that shit, like because it's ethical to follow the rules. So yeah, so I got him again, and this motherfucker, he's one of those people that like you have to contribute over multiple days. You can't just do all your shit in one day. Blah 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 blah. So I took 3 points away from me last week because I did everything on fucking Sunday instead of fucking over multiple days. But I'm like, come on, man. Like, really? You're really going to be like this? Whatever. I should have known better. So, whatever. So now I got to set alarms for fucking Mondays. So I'm like, hey, let me do something on Monday too, even though everything's fucking done already.
Yeah.
But then, I'm trying to think if anything crazy happened at the club this week. It was pretty regular week. But I did go on an adventure with my nephew. So, I don't know if he's tuning in, but I'm going to get into the story anyway. So, my nephew hits me up earlier in this week. He's like, yo, can you take a ride with me on Thursday? I'm like, I mean, it depends. You know, it depends. How this week goes for me money-wise, if I could take that amount. He's like, it's like 3 hours, you know, round trip, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. And it's not 3 fucking hours. When me and him get together, nothing's 3 hours. We could go to an hour and a half movie, and it's not going to be an hour and a half movie. You know, plus you got to figure it's a mini road trip, so you might have to stop and get gas there on the way back. We smoke weed, so we might get thirsty and run out of beverages or have the munchies or something, you know. It's got to prepare for whatever. So if he says it's 3 hours round trip, I figure it's going to be a 5 hour chunk of time, right? So it did not happen on Thursday. So on Thursday, I was like, you want to do this shit tomorrow? He's like, yeah. I was like, he's like 9 o'clock. I was like, cool. Let's do it. So wake up fucking Friday and get everything ready to start going. And guess what? It's motherfucking snowing because it's fucking winter.
In San Diego,
Yes. I look out my front window and I was like, that's looked like it's starting to become a little healthy amount of snow. You know, it's like 3 inches, you know. But the street in the neighborhood, plowed. I was like, all right, if my neighborhood street plowed, the streets are plowed, okay? And I don't live in the hood no more, okay? So like I ain't gotta wait for Gary's 3 trucks to get into a nook and cranny or somewhere. Yeah, you know, I live in the suburbs, you know. So they going. And plus I technically the main street, you know, I come out of subdivision to one street, then that main street that it leads to that I go to is like close as fuck, like literally, you know. So that's technically a state road, so I ain't got to even worry about the town getting on that because the state gonna hit that shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get ready and everything, go pick him up, do whatever we got to do to prepare to leave. Exactly. It's not just as easy as picking him up and hopping in the car and hitting the highway and going. No, it's never that easy. You know, get there, he's wrapping some shit up, got to go drop his car off with his girl because she's going to get off work before we get back, you know. So that's backtracking away from the direction we got to go to in the first place, you know, not far or anything. It's just like an extra 7 minutes. You would think it's extra 7 minutes, but nothing takes the amount of time it tells you it's going to take. Even if you're looking at GPS, 7 minutes to get there. Okay, 7 minutes to get there from right now, but I'm not leaving right now. I'm going to leave 2 to 3 minutes from now, and, you know, so on and so forth. We're going to Hammond. Who knows what could fucking happen? So we're going to 8094, which was fucking perfectly fucking salted, cleared. It was a little wet here and there, but for the most part, it was fucking, the state was on it.
Good.
This highway was fucking phenomenal. So we get on the road. We're going. You know, moving along, you know, passing fucking Broadway, you know, past Ripley. We're getting into motherfucking Porter County. We passed the fucking big old firework barn, red barn shit. You know, we going. We trucking along. I'm going fucking 85 miles an hour. My nephew's like, you ready to smoke? I was like, well, we gotta fuck. I look at the GPS. It said like an hour and 47 minutes. I was like, well, yeah, what the fuck? What are you gonna wait for? Let's get it. So we're going into Michigan, right? So you can only if you know me, you know what I'm doing going into Michigan on a little road trip for. So, but I'm not just going into Michigan like off the highway. Like I'm not like getting off the highway and there I'm going.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
going into
Yeah.
Michigan, getting off the highway, and I'm driving through the back roads of fucking Michigan for an hour and a half. So my nephew's going to get, trying to get the fucking the blunt ready, even though it's ready, a little bit of weed fell out, so he's trying to fucking get it together, right? So he got his iPhone, he got one of his iPhones, and he got the little weed in there, he's getting the blunt ready, putting the weed back in the end, what he's doing, whatever he's doing, whatever. I'm not really paying attention because I'm fucking driving. So he rolls down the window. He goes and probably get rid of the excess weed. That's what I think at the corner of my peripheral. And next thing I know, this motherfucker's like, "Fuck, Unc, stop the fucking car! Stop! My fucking phone flew out the window." So he had the weed on the phone, and he put the phone up to the window, and the wind fucking took the fucking phone. I'm going 85 miles an hour, and we're like not even to the Michigan City exit yet. We're still like home. So I'm like, "Bro, that's gone." He's like, "Please just pull over." So I pull over, hit the brakes, and now, even though, okay, the highway is fucking fine. It's fucking dry as fuck. There's no snow. Cool. Side of the road, shoulder, not so much. There's fucking snow. I'm hitting the brake. My car's just fucking sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding to finally we come to a stop after what felt like a football field and a half. So I'm like, fuck. Turn on my hazards, put the car in reverse, reversing for like 3-4 minutes till he's like, first he's like, "Oh, I see it." And we stop, we look, like, no, that's just a little reflector thing embedded in the road. And then we're going. He's like, there it is. And sure as shit, it's right there. Like almost, it's in a far left lane, almost to the median, but it's like probably about 2 feet inside the lane still.
Was the screen crack?
Now listen, when we were driving, when it flew out the window, we were in the middle lane. So it flew out the window and bounced, came to a rest where it was face down. He gets out the car and he's looking, and everything works out perfectly so he can hop out the car and just grab it and get back in the car. The whole back is shattered. The cameras are shattered. He flips it over. The front is fucking fine and working. Yeah. So iPhone 15s are pretty good. They can handle some shit. So
it's that titanium.
Now we needed that phone because while my phone had the address to where we are going, he had the phone number on the phone that he needed to call when we got there. Yeah.
You lucky, my boy. You got good luck.
Yeah, shout out to my nephew. He's watching. So it was almost back in the middle lane. So anyway, we get back in the car, we hit the highway, and we're going. Now, before this, let me rewind a little bit. Before this, there was like a Carolina blue, powder blue looking fucking Dodge Avenger who was fucking driving like a fucking idiot, not paying attention to anyone around him on his phone, and almost ran me into the wall. Almost cut me off once, almost ran me into the wall twice. And oh man, I was pissed. I told Elijah, I was like, I'm about to throw this water bottle at this motherfucker. I was like, hey, if this motherfucker gets off the fucking highway in New Buffalo, we're about to get out this car. I'm about to beat this motherfucker's ass. I was so fucking heated. I was fucking pissed. And the universe did not want me to kill this man because I was like, man, I might beat this motherfucker until it's over. The phone flies out fucking little bit later. So that put him far enough away that was a wrap. So anyway, he gets the phone. Everything's cool. It's cracked, whatever. He can't take no pictures on it no more, whatever. But it works. He could talk. Cool. Get back on the highway. We're going. And now it's time to smoke because what the fuck? Like, what are the odds that a phone's going to fly out your car while you're doing 85, 90 miles an hour on the fucking highway? One of the busiest stretches of the highway in the nation, bounce around, not get ran over to the point where it was a flat piece of fucking aluminum and titanium, and it still works. Like, that's crazy. So let's smoke to that. Oh, now he says I can take pics now. It like fixed itself, bro. This shit's crazy. So he lights the blunt and we're going, you know. And we're coming up to the Michigan, you know, border, state line. We get into there. Now, we're not just going to a dispensary or anything. We're going to a fucking farm, okay? So we get off on the second exit, which is like the Niles exit. You know, it's only like fucking 4 miles into the state. And here we go for the next hour and a half. We're on these fucking back fucking Michigan roads. And let me explain something to you guys, okay? I got a fucking Chrysler 300S. It's not the Hemi, so don't worry about that. But it's rear wheel drive with no fucking, I don't got all season tires or snow tires because I'm not even supposed to be here this time of year. I'm not supposed to fucking be here. I'm supposed to be in fucking Southern California or fucking Vegas right now. Okay? I am not prepared to be in this type of environment with the car that I have. But guess what? I'm like, I'll do it. Let's go. Fuck it. And my nephew's fucking, he's fucking hyping it up too. He's like, hey, last time I went, we were in a Hyundai. A Hyundai did it. You can do it. Hyundai's also a front wheel drive, you know, so it's pulling it, not trying to push it. You know what I mean? So, but we're going. Now we're on these roads that haven't been plowed. So there's just fucking tracks of where other cars have been driving, which mainly is in the middle of the road. Everybody's just driving in the middle of the road because there's nobody around, you know. So we're driving. You know, we get to where we're going. We get there. Okay? Now we have to, once we get there, we have to get to the point on the property where we're going. We're at the road, and I pass up the driveway. I had to turn around on a fucking country road that's all snowy. So everything I was doing was like, is it gonna get stuck? Like, is this car gonna get stuck? I don't got no spare tire. I don't got no fucking kitty litter. I don't got nothing in my car to be stuck in the snow. I got some fucking rags. I got some fucking Armor All. I got some window cleaner. I got a big jacket in the trunk. And I got some weed. That's about it. So we turn around and we get back. We turn around, we pass it, turn around, pass it again, reverse, go onto the property. I'm driving on the property. And I'm like, I want to just gun it, but I also got to be careful that my car just don't start all over the place. So we're going good. We got a good momentum. And then here comes this old ass man out this fucking conversion van, like down yonder a little bit, right? And got to stop. He wants to talk to us. I'm sure. It's a fucking farm. They got to be some kind of security. If this is the security, whatever. He gets out. He's like, they're charging to get in now, $10 per person. Oh, wow. I look at my nephew because why? I'm not paying to get in this bitch. I'm just a driver. So my nephew counts out to $20. We give it to the old guy, and he's like, go ahead. Now, let me explain where we're at.
What is this?
We're at this farm, and we come down a little hill, and where we're talking to old man, and then there's a little way that we got to go up a hill. And I'm just like, fuck, man. We made it this far perfectly. Yeah, in the snow. So, here we go. Hit the gas. I'm going. I get up that hill. Well, guess what? There's a little dip and another hill. Well, I figure I just got up that hill, so I'm going to get up the second hill because it's smaller than the first hill. It's not as long, but it's a little steeper. So I do not make it up this hill. Eventually, Elijah's just like, I'll walk the rest of the way. It's not far. Now, granted, this is a farm. There's a house. Not a farmhouse, but there's a house. There's some structures. There's a stage. And a bunch of fucking school buses. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like a commune where people are living on school buses and all types of shit.
Yeah. I was just about to
so
them into like nice little shanties.
Yeah, so Elijah gets out the car. He fucking walks over to where he's supposed to go. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to just sit in this little valley between these two hills because if somebody else comes and they're not paying attention, they're going to fucking hit me. So I'm in this little rut, so I'm forward reversing a little bit. So I get out the rut. I back up all the way I can. Put the bitch in sport mode in first gear. And I just go. And I'm getting up the hill. Then I'm starting to like fishtail around. I'm getting closer to this tree. But I'm looking by the tree. It's kind of a dry patch. So I want to get to the tree, my front tire enough, so my front tire can't like slide around. So I finally get to it and I pivot the car enough to where I get over that hill and down to where I needed to park for Elijah to get to the car after he was done. So like 20, 25 minutes later, and I'm bored. Because why? There's no motherfucking service. There's no service to the point where I got T-Mobile, and T-Mobile got to deal with Starlink. So if you're somewhere where there's no service, guess what? You get fucking satellite coverage. So I got the satellite link. I'm about to take a screenshot of the satellite fucking little thing. I sent the fucking picture message to Skirt like, bro, I'm in the middle of nowhere and look, the satellite's working. So I take a Snapchat video like, what the fuck? What kind of fucking Charles Manson family weed farm does my fucking nephew have me at? Like, it was like, what the fuck? I got people responding to me like, bro, get the fuck out of there. They look kind of crazy. So anyway, he get back in the car and we gotta leave now. And it's not like from the place we're at on the property to the exit of the property is like 2-3 minutes. It's not like, it's not just you're not pulling out to the driveway onto the main road. We came off the main road to the little road throughout the property. Whatever, so fuck. And to start off leaving, gotta go uphill. So, like I said, put in sport mode, my little paddles, first gear, hit the fucking gas. I just fucking floored that bitch, grabbed that motherfucking shit on, and let's go. I got up that fucking hill. As soon as you got up that hill, gotta make this fucking right. Or this left, gotta make the fucking left. And it's not like it's a fucking highway. It's fucking this little fucking road on a farm. Yeah, fucking Elijah's holding on. I'm fucking I'm G'ing. Like he said, he's like, oh, you G'ing this shit. Hell yeah, I'm just going and I'm not hitting off the gas. And we're going over the little humps. And then we're going back down towards the old man in the van. And I'm like, I took my foot off the gas a little bit because the old man at the van is at a gate. And you got the road and then you got the gate. So I have to get through that gate. If I don't get through that gate, I'm going to hit the gate. So I was like, I let up off the gas till I could, I'm in the snow, till I could feel that I had enough fucking, the momentum was good enough and my trajectory was good enough where I wasn't veering anywhere, And I hit the gas again, went right through the motherfucking gate, up the fucking hill, back around, and then there's the main road. I was like, man, fuck yeah. Oh, that's just half the story, guys, because... So we're going. Oh, yeah, wait, but there's more. We're going. We're going down these back roads, like I said. We got like an hour and, 10, 15 minutes before fucking we're even to 8094. So we're going, we're driving, we're just chilling, we got what we came to get. It's time to get the fuck home. But my windshield starts getting dirty. It starts getting icy. I can't fucking spray my windshield wiper fluid because the fucking little injectors are fucking froze. So it just keeps getting dirtier and dirtier. The fucking and when there's a car in front of me, so I'll get up on it real close so he could hit that fresh water on the windshield, and I hit the wiper. But then the ice started building up on the windshield wiper blade. So anybody that's been driving for a long time, especially in this part of the country, or the East Coast, places where there's ice and snow, whatever. What do you do when your windshield wiper ices up? You roll down the window, you stick your arm out, you grab it, and you flick it against the windshield, and the ice breaks off, right? Nope, I go to flick it, and the whole motherfucking windshield wiper just breaks off and flies in the air. And this is a state highway. It's 55 miles an hour. So, guess what?
Did you stop and go look for it?
Fuck no! It's cold and snowy, and there's no shoulder. This ain't like a highway, Okay. So we're going, and it's not bad, whatever. I'm going fast enough where the droplets would fly off, and I'm thinking I got a whole bottle of fucking Rain-X in the garage, and I haven't even fucking used it. If I would have treated the window with it, this shit would have just been flying off. My shit would have been crystal clear until all the salt and shit started hitting the window and making that all dirty, and we're still like 20 miles away from fucking 8094. I'm fucking reverse Ace Ventura. I'm like fucking
Kalamazoo. How far?
No, we are in the boonies. We weren't by any major town. We're in the fucking boonies. So I'm like reverse Ace Ventura it. I'm like fucking leaning over to the passenger side as the windshield wiper's going so it's clear. I'm kind of like looking out and I'm just trying to do anything I could do to get to the fucking highway and not die, okay? And then Elijah's like, hey, you think we could go to the dispensary so I can get some shit? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we can. Because I could clean the fucking window and figure something out. So we get to the highway, we get on the highway, and as soon as you get on the highway, the next exit is the new Buffalo exit. It's not like we got to drive far. Mm-hmm. So we get to new Buffalo exit, we get off on the exit, and you would think this is a city that experiences snow for fucking 7 months out the year. So they should be on fucking plowing shit, whatever. No. We get up on Harbor Drive, and it's fucking slushy and fucking snowy fucking everywhere. And my car is fucking fishtailing and zigzagging everywhere as I get off the highway. So we get to the dispo park. I get out, and I'm fucking cleaning the fucking windshield, whatever. And he goes in, or he don't even go in. We're waiting for the guy to come out because it's curbside shit. So we get whatever we get, and we go to leave. And there's a Subway down the street. I'm like, we going to Subway? He's like, yeah, let's go to Subway. And we're fucking hungry. We already been through some shit. And so leave the shit, get back on the fucking road on Harbor Drive, going towards the motherfucking, it's one of those gas station fucking Subway combo things, So I'm going to pull in. I'm going 5 miles an hour pulling into this gas station, and my car just starts fucking going crazy, and I fucking boop, kiss the curb, with my tire. It don't hit it bad. It don't like leave a mark. Don't hit the rim or anything like that. But it's like, fuck. Pull into a gas pump. I get out, and right then I was like, all right, I can't see already. This is fucking stupid, but I got an idea because I'm a fucking genius. Get out the car, go to the passenger side, pop the fucking passenger fucking windshield wiper off, go back to the driver's side, pop it on the fucking driver's side, go park in a parking spot at Subway. We go on the Subway, get our food, come back out to the car, and we eat the fucking Subway because it's fucking been a long day so far. We're fucking hungry. And just when you think that's the end of the story, no, it's not. We finish the Subway. We start the car. We go leave the parking lot. We get on the road. We get on the on-ramp. I'm going 25, 26, 27 miles an hour. Now, granted, remember earlier I said 8094 was completely fucking clean and clear, right? Mm-hmm. It still is. The on-ramp to 8094, not clean and clear. It's very slushy, very messy, very slippery. I start merging to get on 8094, and my car just starts going crazy. Like crazy, to the point where, like, we can't even see anything because we're not spinning, but it's fishtailing back and forth.
Yeah.
And to the point where we can't even fix our eyes on anything, to the point where we do like a half a spin and stop perpendicular across all 3 lanes. And I look over, and here's a fucking Ford Bronco coming at us at like 80 miles an hour. Throw in the sport mode, hit the gas, the Bronco fucking swerves, goes around us. My car fucking corrects itself, starts going right before semi-trucks could hit us. We're on our way back to Gary. Bruh. All this shit happens within like fucking a 4-hour period.
That's too much for me.
Yep.
Just to go to Fair Oaks for some milk. That's a lot.
Oh, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Okay. Because let me tell you, the shit I'm smoking right now,
You didn't say.
It's worth it. So, and yeah, that was on Friday. So I came home after that, fucking relaxed, did a little bit of homework, fucking took a fucking 25-minute nap, got up, got dressed, and went and got drunk in a motherfucker at the strip club. It was a great fucking night. Great fucking night. And then ever since then, I've just been fucking doing homework because I want to keep those grades the way they are because
I heard that.
I'm getting fucking old as fuck. So fuck. So yeah, that was my week. Went on a cool little adventure and stuff like that. This is episode 148 of Sunday Dinner. Grab your motherfucking plates and let's get this show started. We're 42 minutes into the show. I got a lot of blunt left, and I'm fucking like, I need to fucking eat because this shit got me fucking got the munchies in a motherfucker. God damn. Fuck. This week has been we joke a lot, we talk a lot of shit on the show. But this week's a little bit different. We're gonna start on a somber tune as my second home. For the last 25 years of my life, I've been primarily based on the West Coast, Vegas, San Diego, and LA. And it lets you fucking been living on a fucking another planet, and even if you were, you could probably see the smoke. Los Angeles has been on fire. There's now currently, I believe, 7 wildfires going on. And instead of just reporting on it, been like, yeah, a lot of stars lost their houses, Pacific Palisades lost 1,000 structures. PCH and Malibu might not ever look the same again. It's the Eaton fire has decimated Altadena. It has infected everywhere, and it's weird because the smoke's kind of like the Santa Ana winds got smoke kind of like just swirling around and kind of hovering in LA, and then pushing it back over the ocean, where the other winds are pushing it back, and the Santa Ana winds are just pushing it back, and it's just a fucking circle jerk of fucking toxic smoke. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little something different. Is I'm gonna go through them. We live in an era that there's a group of people that try to politicize everything, no matter what it is. They try to politicize everything, and I'm just and blame the other side for the reason shit's happening. Okay, so there is there's a certain group of people, fucktards as I'd like to call them, who are spewing and spreading a bunch of misinformation online. And as I like to do with any major thing going on in the country, I like to dispel that shit, and we're gonna start doing that as soon as I go get another cup of sweet tea. But it's Bianca, it's crazy. I love LA. LA is my favorite place to work. Okay.
Yeah, I only been to LA once. That was in 1998, and I was 11. So
holy shit.
Exactly. How long ago was that? I took
a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, I took a 3-day train ride on Amtrak to get to LA.
A very beautiful scenic rock too.
Yes, very, very nice. My mother thought it would, because I was a drawer, a sketcher, she thought me just being in the observation car 24/7 for 3 days was just awesome because I could draw, which I did. So that was cool. I do not like the movie Grease because that's all they played in the dining car. So in LA, I remember getting there, and to me, it was just so hazy. I didn't understand about the air quality in LA. So I was just like, well, I wonder is this like, the magic of LA, but it's just the air quality. Went to this is so stupid. Okay. Why they wanted to take us on celebrity spots around LA. We went to Nicole Brown Simpson's place where she got, looking back on that, I'm just like, why what was that weird important? But do you understand the madness? Like, you know what I'm saying? like looking back, it's just like y'all wanted to take the kids to go see where a woman got murdered by OJ, but didn't get to go to Magic Mountain with the big kids. I had to go to Universal.
He is innocent. He was proved. He was found innocent.
Okay. And rest in peace.
Always trying to down a black man.
Went to Universal Studios. In regards to the fire, shout out to Nina Chantel. She used to be a radio personality in Chicago like years ago, and she's been based in LA for a while. I believe the Eaton fire, was that near Runyon?
No, the Eaton fire was in Altadena.
Okay, that's a black, like, good suburb or something, like a neighborhood.
It's kind of equally mixed up.
Okay.
There's some Asians and of course Hispanics.
Okay. Well, that area, she showed pictures of how they did the emergency alert system. Like maybe 5 o'clock, they said, maybe y'all want to prepare to evacuate. 10 minutes later, they're like, yo, you got to evacuate. Shout out to Sundance. She's a DJ from the city. She's actually out in LA, so she's doing okay. I got some family members out there. They're okay. But it's just been a mess, a very big mess. Had a lot of calls. I don't get a lot of callers from California, but had a few calls this week from people with the property damage, with the auto damage. Had somebody at work like, how do we classify the smoke damage? Like, I'm like, it would be fire, because where did the smoke come from? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. A lot of people not knowing the coverage that they have, and then us breaking the bad news to them when they can't file, which is a thing. Usually in natural disasters, they issue whatever. They have not done that. Like usually they'll update. I know with the hurricane season they did. They're like, okay, this is the procedure. They have not done that for the fires in California. So that's very interesting.
Very weird.
A lot of people have been finding out that they don't have that fire coverage, and people are not too happy. I think people around in that area, especially, but all over the country, are now looking at their insurance companies like the scam that they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's just heartbreaking. I think it's like, maybe I've heard last count, maybe like 12, 15 deaths, something like that. Which I'm
16. I think it's 16. Last I've seen.
Wow.
But there's been a couple of insurance companies that in the last 3 to 7 months have canceled over about 11,000 fire policies in the state of California, and I don't know if all of them went about notifying everybody in the legal way. So
here's the thing with my company. If there are any changes to your policy, whether it's auto or property, you are notified 30 days before that change. Now, whether you have your correct mailing address or updated information, or if you get those emails, we just have a record that we sent that document out to you. Whether you receive it or not, or acknowledge it or no, that's on you. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
no, sir, they won't.
No,
they won't.
No, they won't pay up, and they don't have to, because they followed everything they had to follow. Well, with Liberty Mutual anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know about any of the other companies, but that's the thing. Most people are paperless. They get the emails. Those emails don't go into your primary inbox. They're buried in spam or promotions or whatever.
We did encourage you to download your carrier's app.
So you get a notification, turn on your push notifications, so on and so forth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into dispelling some of the fucking right-wing conservative bullshit. I'm going to take this back. The MAGA bullshit, because it's all a one subset group of people. And these people have been running wild online saying, it's Newsom's fault, it's Karen Bass's fault. Karen Bass is the mayor of LA. The fire hydrants have been going dry. There's no water to fight the fires. Blah, 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 blah. And here's where we start. We'll start with the water. They said in the Palisades fire, that Pacific Palisades, Malibu, the shit that hit there, the fire hydrants did run dry. And because of that, these magtards and stuff like that started saying the reservoirs were dry, and they're looking for reasons. They're Googling and looking for reasons this could be. And when you Google for stuff, they just take the first thing they see and they're like, this is why it's happening, right? And with most MAGA theme things, they're figuring out that they're wrong as fuck as usual. So now the Palisades don't really have pipes of water, like pipes that carry water to things like that, because it's a mountainous area, earthquakes and stuff like that. But what they have around Malibu, Pacific Palisades, the mountainous neighborhoods around there, they have big ass tanks, big ass tanks, and they have multiple tanks. They got like 15 to they might even be more than that. There might be like 40, 50 tanks, right? But they do have 3 to 5 tanks that are 1 million gallons and over. Okay. Now, Monday before these fires started, all these tanks, everything was full. The reservoirs in California are full. Everything's full because they've been blaming, Newsom. They tore down dams. The rivers aren't going down to LA and bringing water. Instead, they're just wasting all the water and it's washing out into the Pacific Ocean. They're saying all these things that don't really make sense if you're not a fucking idiot. Okay. First, everything was full. The tanks were full. They're fighting the fire. But the fire grew so fast that there was not enough water to even try to combat it. And so much water was being used from the line that it couldn't fill the tanks back up. And then when they had to cut the power to the area, you can't fill up the tanks if you can't pump the water up. So there's water. There's been no mismanagement. There's been no gross mismanagement of no water utility in California or nothing like that. All the water in Northern California, LA don't get hardly any of your water there. Most of LA's water and stuff like that comes from the Hoover Dam. Electricity and water comes from the Hoover Dam.
That was my question. Here's a question. Somebody asked me this. They were like, why can't they take the water from the Pacific Ocean?
They are.
Okay. So
they have planes. They have big planes out there right now called super suckers. They fly real low, and they got an apparatus that opens up, and the apparatus hits the fucking ocean, and it skims in and sucks all the water up, and they fly out. But here's why it was ineffective on that first day. There was wind gusts from anywhere between 60 and 90 miles an hour. You're talking about hurricane force winds.
Yeah.
Plus climate change. They have not had rain. They have not had measurable amount of rain in 9 months. The whole southwest part of the country has been going through a mega drought that's lasted it's been about 27 years. So let's go back to what Trump said when he was president before about the wildfires in California. We need to sweep and rake the forest. That's exactly what he said. That's just a direct quote from him. California mismanages its forests, right? It's California's fault that there's so much brush and everything laying around. It's so dry that it could burst into flames during wildfire season, right? This is what Trump said during his last term. Let me give a little fact. 100%. Take the 100% number. 100, okay? Take 53% of that away. That's what the federal government is responsible for forest and wooded areas in California between national parks or whatever. 53%. 3% is the state of California. And the other 40-some percent is private land. So there's no way to avoid wildfires, especially with climate change and a 27-year drought. So the Palisades fire, the Eaton fire, got the Kenneth fire. Everything was fucking burning. Everything's fucking burning. Let me see what the current map looks like. Another thing I want to dispel is Karen Bass, the mayor of LA. She was not in town when it broke off. She was in Ghana. Everybody's like, what is she doing on vacation in Ghana when her city's on fire? Well, first of all, she wasn't like Senator Ted Cruz, who when the hurricane was about to hit, he got on his plane with his family and went to a fucking resort destination. She had been in Ghana because she was a part of the fucking presidential inauguration for the new president of Ghana. Oh, but why would she do that? Why did she? She's an American. Well, before she was a mayor, she was part of the congressional ambassador team to fucking Ghana. So before you read headlines, I tell people this all the time. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Polish, Democratic, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, fucking alien, fucking gay, fucking suck dick, fucking lick pussy. I don't give a fuck. Don't read the fucking headlines. Read the fucking article. Because you make yourself seem so fucking stupid. Like it's... Yeah. And going back to why they couldn't really use the planes on the first day. You got 90-mile-an-hour winds. Most of these planes and helicopters that do this are A, not big, so they're getting pushed to, they got to fight with the wind. And B, like, the pilots got to be like, all right, if the fire's at X, I got to be at Y, drop the water at Y, so the fucking wind could carry the water where it needs to go. Or it turns into mist.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea how that worked. And I was just like, well, I don't know if they'd use the Pacific Ocean. Wouldn't they use the Hoover Dam? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, had no idea how that worked or if that was a possibility or, where'd the water go? I think another conversation, I think the state of California or maybe LA should have a conversation is their water system? Because I think I read or watched a news conference with like the mayor of LA was there, maybe like the sheriff, just all the people. And somebody did mention, the water system couldn't handle the need for all of that water at one specific time. So I don't know if that's like something.
Oh, no, definitely not. Because you're talking about millions of gallons that, and it's not just that they don't have, no city has that.
Right.
There's no way to be able to pump that much water unless you built before that. This is what the
And here's a question also, and I don't know, like I said, hasn't there been in like recent history where like maybe in LA they'll say like you have to limit times in showers or stuff like that? Is that
there's usually water? It usually goes with watering your grass and washing your car.
Okay.
LA's never had a water problem. They're not out of water. They're not under the threat of being out of water. It's just, look at this, like I'm showing you right now. The area that has burned in the Palisades fire, right here. Hold on. This is the Palisades fire. Like, you guys don't understand, from here all the way to here, this area of this size is insane. Like, it's, as of right now, the Palisades fire has burned
24,000.
Almost 24,000. And this is at 7:04 of tonight. No, at 5:10. Data is accurate as of 5:10 p.m. Pacific time. So 7 o'clock our time, so 2 hours ago. 4 hours ago, my bad. Yeah, 2 hours ago, my bad. Yeah. So almost 24,000 acres burned. So it has 12,250 structures threatened. It's 13% contained. That's the problem because of what's going on. These are all the fires going on right now. You got the Palisades fire, you got the Kenneth fire, a little Archer fire going, the Hearst fire, Lydia fire, and the Eaton fire, and then out of nowhere, the Sunset fire. So there is videos of people starting fires. So the Palisades fire started what I believe they said is somebody's backyard. And the wind, this fucking 65-mile-an-hour wind, took embers, and it was a wrap after that, okay? It was a wrap after that. But each of these other ones kind of started to say, like, you don't need a grill or anything like that out here. There could be a fucking piece of glass on the ground and the sun hitting it, and boom, there you go. There was something else that I wanted to dispel too, but I'm forgetting exactly what it was at this point.
The Hollywood sign, the picture.
Oh yeah, everybody's sharing these. I even talked shit to Bianca too about it. Everybody was sharing these pictures of the Hollywood sign burning. Excuse me, the Hollywood sign is not on fire or anything like that. It wasn't even close. So
just the thought. Then I hate that I was thinking like, and I hate this for me because I played GTA 5. So whenever I play that, I'm just always thinking like, oh, it's not Los Santos. This is LA, you know. So I was just thinking like, oh my gosh, like. I just hate that for everyone involved.
Listen to this. 24,000 acres is 37.5 square miles. 24,000 acres is the equivalent. Listen to this. 24,000 acres is equivalent to about 3.8 million football fields. It's similar to the size of Denver, San Diego, Seattle. That's the amount of area that's burned up just in the Palisades. Just in this fire right here. Just in this fire.
Now, is that, like, because I don't know the area. I only know of Palisades being the home of Bayside High School. Is most of that land occupied, or is it, like, just a lot of mountainous, you know what I'm saying? Because I see dark areas on there. Is it, you know what I'm saying? Is that a clear question?
No, it's a very hilly and mountainous area from the Palisades all the way to Malibu, and there's homes all up through there. Yeah, there's just clearings and stuff like that, land and everything like that. But it's for the most part it's hilly and fucking houses on stills, shit like that, and little conclaves. Like all this area right here, everywhere you see the little hand going, there's houses in. All this, there's houses in. All right here, all right here, all right here, there's houses.
Okay.
Shout out to Skurlock. Now, me and Skurlock have spent lots of time along PCH. PCH is one of our favorite areas in the fucking world, you know? So, and it's, yeah, like we be chilling like right over here. We just be chilling. We'll pull up along the side of it and just fucking sit there, watch the fucking water, you know? So yeah. So what you're seeing now is all this yellow part is the red is evacuation area. They told everybody to get the fuck out, and the yellow is recommended evacuation. Those people might have left, they might have not have left. And then these people were going crazy. And here's a current fire risk, like the elevated risk of a fire on today. I'm talking about today. Goes all the way from Lancaster, all the way down to the fucking border, including my old city of El Cajon where I lived. Girl, this is a fucking almost a 4-hour fucking The fucking thing to get from the border all the way to Lancaster could take you 4 hours.
And once again, like I only know Lancaster for girlfriends, but that was a far away place from LA. You know what I'm saying? So
Lancaster is in LA County, but it's over the fucking mountain, and you don't want to fucking go there.
Which is what the discussion.
There ain't no reason to go to fucking Lancaster or Palmdale.
Oh boy.
Nope.
Long Beach, Irvine, these sound familiar.
Everything. Yeah, Irvine. This is Irvine's fucking. Yeah. So yeah, it could get a lot worse before it could get better, but they are making progress.
Yeah.
Now the Eden fire is another one.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing is the active burning, as you can see in these two, even in the Palisades fire, all the active ones, it's almost everything's burned. So there's nowhere left to go, and they got a good perimeter around everything where
they can keep
same thing with the Eden fire. With Altadena's all right here. And it's fucked. It's fucked. But all the smoke is just lingering around in the valley. See, this is where the smoke's going because the Santa Ana winds are just fucking swirling around. But it's cool because it's not blowing into fucking Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is the wind, how the wind's going. But going back to dispelling some of the shit that people are talking about, Trump said that California is wasting water by all the rivers going into the Pacific Ocean. I don't know if him or any of the MAGA people ever went to school, but that's what rivers do. Rivers go into lakes or oceans.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. They flow into there. Now, the only way to stop that is to reverse the flow of the river, which ain't always necessarily doable. That's why when they reversed the Chicago River, it was such a big thing in the world because it's not very easy to do.
Yeah.
So, no, California is not out of water. No, there's not been no fucking gross mismanagement of any water thing, any water resources. The reservoirs are full. Now, there was some dams that they did tear down, but that was because they're outdated and it wasn't financially responsible to keep them together. Oh, and another thing was that they cut the budget. They cut the firefighter budget, but if I'm not going to do the research for you guys, do it yourself. They've actually been giving them more money every year for the last 3 years. And there's a big thing that since like 3 of the top fire people are lesbian, that's why the fires are raging because lesbians are in charge.
Wow. Sisters are doing it for themselves, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, just as any other time, just a bunch of people talking a bunch of stupid shit. Oh. Trying to remember everything that I heard so I could fucking blow it up for not being true. Oh. They're running out of equipment because they sent a bunch of it to Ukraine. Yes, they did. The LA Fire Department did send a bunch of firefighting equipment to Ukraine, but it was all equipment that they were not using because it's already been replaced, and they were just paying for it to be stored in storage. So yes, but it didn't take away from anything that they could currently use. So there's just been, like I said, when something like this happens, there's always a small subset of people that try to politicize it to whatever advantage they think it's going to be. But I don't know what they think it is. Also, shout out to the Republicans for all this about FEMA's budget this, FEMA's budget that. blah, blah, blah. The North Carolina people didn't get no money from FEMA, blah, blah. Yeah, they did. But they stopped getting money because once you get the first set of everything from FEMA, you got to call them for extensions to keep getting more. And they don't call for the extensions. They don't follow up for the extensions. So, and then they're like, well, how can FEMA help them if they were out of money in October? Or in September during the hurricanes. Well, the fiscal year started in fucking November, the new fiscal year, and there's fucking Biden just put $27 billion in the motherfucking shit in December. So there you go. So there's plenty of water. They're just using so much water so fast that it can't fill up the tanks. Because like I said, they have piping that runs to the Palisades. You know, they don't have regular piping like a city would have because I said it's in a mountainous area, earthquakes and shit like that. But before these fires started, every fucking tank and auxiliary tank from Santa Monica to fucking Camarillo, which is fucking all the way over here, were filled. Until the Oxnard, until the fucking Ventura County line, every motherfucking tank was filled, including the 3 to 5 million gallon tanks. They're all filled. But when you got a fire the size of a city, like 24,000 acres, this whole part right here, all this red part, there's almost 25,000 acres. That's the size of Denver. So imagine Denver being on fire at the same time, the whole city. You think that there's enough water to pump to try to put that out at one time?
No.
There's no fucking way possible in whatever city you're at. But like I said, to try to politicize some shit like this, you know, bro, come on. Like, why? What is the point of it?
Yeah. We
You know,
got more important things to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, although this just feels very eerie to me. Like I said in the group earlier, like first week of the year, you know, terrorist attacks. This week, you know, serious weather events on the West Coast, Southeast, you know what I'm saying? They had snow. You know, now I'm already like, well, what's next? You know, the inauguration is next week. You know what I'm saying? What else? Is this telling us something about the next presidency? Or is it all just climate change? And that's a thing too. If the administration does not address that effectively, you know, there's going to be more wildfires. There's going to be more snow in places where it should not be snow this time of year.
So this fire is about the same size. Is bigger than the city of Miami. Bigger than the whole city of Newark. Bigger than the city of Buffalo. Almost as big as the whole city of fucking Boston. So yeah, that's just the Palisades fire, guys. That's it. Just the Palisades fire. So, I do have a few people that have been personally affected. A piece of property that we have called the compound for the last 25 years, is gone. It was on PCH in Malibu. It's a $13 million property who my boy argued with his insurance company 3 months ago to keep his policy. And he's in real estate, so he knows the tips and tricks, you know, the shit like that. But he got him to keep it, and whoever was on the phone with him and fucking okayed that fucking keeping that fucking policy is about to get fired. But I don't even know. Like, and I don't even like a lot of this. Can a lot of it be rebuilt? In certain areas, yes, but just the cost alone, you know, these places have to be cleaned up before any type of plans come to place where they could rebuild anything.
And then isn't it those property owners that are responsible for the cleanup, or do they necessarily get from the necessary city?
I mean, I think that depends on what the language of your specific policy.
Okay.
And in California, I don't know. The housing insurance usually only covers the house and the stuff inside the house.
Yeah.
I don't think it insures the land. You know what I mean? So I think they may be. I mean, but a lot of the Palisades house are owned by rich people, and some of them mega rich. So they'll be able to, they can afford, to hire a crew to clean up the property, But you got to think these are a lot of hillside, mountainside, mountainous areas that millions and millions and millions, billions of gallons of water have been dropped on and sprayed on and everything. Mudslides. Is it going to be stable enough for a whole block bulldozers to start a cleanup process, putting stuff into dump trucks? There's a big cleanup. There's a big cleanup. And there's a lot of this is going to affect a lot of things outside of what you would think. Yes, there's a lot of people displaced. A lot of people lost everything. Some people had insurance, some didn't. But all those people have to find someplace else to live in a housing market that's already fucking crazy in Southern California. This could lead to Vegas seeing even a bigger influx of people because it's so close. It's definitely going to see people taking advantage and upping rental prices. So it's definitely a lot of, there's going to be a lot of contributing factors on how fast. But here's one thing. Of course, the government's going to give some money, FEMA, shit like that, because this is a natural disaster. Biden's been there. He walked through the shit with Gavin Newsom. But LA was about to start a whole fucking citywide revamping process because the Olympics are there in 2028. So a lot of this stuff can be, that might help a lot of this stuff get done. So, well, it's of course it's still way too soon to fucking even speak on a lot of it because, like I said, what was it worth right now? It is where's that little list? Not showing me the little list of how fucking contained it is. Okay, the Palisades fire only 13% contained. The Eden fire is 27%. The Hearst fire is 89%. The Kenneth fire, everybody's just kind of like, eh. And the Archer fire is so fucking little that it's not even on the fucking list to fucking be like, hey, this fucking fire is crazy. So,
just sad all around.
Oh yeah, and then there's a lot of people like, oh, they're famous. Who cares if their house? They're rich and famous. Who cares if their house burns down? Do you know how many just regular working fucking people fucking buy those houses and just live there for the rest of their life? And a lot of these houses weren't like mega mansions. A lot of these houses were 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, little ranch houses. They weren't all mega mansions. So it's fucked up the way people try to politicize it, use it as a talking point for whatever the case may be, why people are losing fucking everything. John Mayer put a post up on Instagram that kind of encapsulated the whole thing. Okay, he said what he did was he posted this picture of a folder, like just like a clear accordion folder or whatever that you put pictures or documents in. He's like, I had to evacuate, and I lost everything, but this is everything. This is pictures of my dad. He's like, when you see people say they escaped with everything that was important to them, This is the stuff they talk about. They're not talking about TVs or computers or video game systems or jewelry or anything like that. They're talking about, pictures or the lost loved
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
and parents' ashes or whatever the case may be,
yeah.
But there's people that lost everything, People lost fucking animals, everything you can think of, and it don't matter if they're rich or they're famous or if they're a doctor to the stars or if they're somebody who hit the lottery. These are all brothers
People.
and sisters and mothers and fathers and sisters and daughters and brothers and uncles, and you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
let's stop the bullshit and
Yeah.
fucking uh my thoughts and condolences go out to everybody affected by each one of these fires burning out there right now. And I got all types of friends out there. Like all week I'm texting everybody like, yo, yo, yo. I got 3 people who houses are gone. I got another one of my best friends fucking lives right across the street from Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers ceased operations because of the smoke coming over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I sent you the picture, a view from the porch. I
Yeah,
put it in the group
yeah,
chat.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
And then another thing that I didn't consider, like watching that press conference, the school superintendent or whoever was over schools was talking about, I think the first 2 days they weren't going to have sessions because they were worried about the quality of the air. So if
Yep.
you're not even affected by the fire, everybody breathes that air. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
what type of health problems anyone could have a few years, that could come up. Just due to all of that debris, the ashes, the smoke, whatever from the homes, all of that. So that's definitely like I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully there won't be like, I don't know, class action. Just if you were you in California in 2025 during the wildfire.
Well, that's the thing. There's nobody that they could class action into.
Well,
You can't class action fucking a natural disaster.
Okay. Well, not maybe the class action. Okay, maybe that's
Now there's a couple arsonists. There's videos of people throwing flaming articles over fences and stuff like that. And I guess from what I heard, I haven't looked into it, but somebody got arrested or snatched up or whatever. But stuff like that, yeah. But even if somebody was on a grill and a charcoal ember started everything, like we're gonna do fucking he gonna pay out $1 trillion to people? No, it's a fucked up situation. Some people are going to be able to rebuild. Some people aren't going to be able to rebuild. Well, LA, it's Los Angeles isn't.
Will things be better? Well, do you think things will be back to normal by the time the Olympics come?
It very well could be. That's 3 years. 3.5 years to the Olympics start. Now, while LA was starting the process of rehabbing the city where everything's going to be going down, that could help with the ongoing process, especially if anything going on in any of those areas are Olympics related, you know what I mean? So of course LA is going to be rebuilt. Will ever be the same? No, because there was a lot of things that were lost, there and the there's restaurants along PCH that were there forever that are lost. Can they rebuild? Maybe. Will they? Who knows? They might not want to get back into it. These are restaurants that have been passed down from generation to generation. They might see it as a way to get out, because no matter what, that land is still valuable.
Yeah.
So once it's cleaned off, you just got to find a buyer. It might actually drive prices down, maybe. So there's a lot of factors that are going to play into it. I, for one, cannot wait to go back. I love LA. I'm always going to love LA. LA is always going to be my favorite place. No matter what. It's LA's where I want to die. I would take San Diego also, but it's just a vibe for me. Like it's that Southern California vibe is like I can't even explain it, especially if you've never been there. I could be in the I've talked about it on the show before. I could be in the worst mood in the fucking world. As soon as I cross that state line into California, even from Nevada, and it's still fucking 3 hours from fucking LA and still 4.5 hours from San Diego. As soon as I cross over to California, even though I'm in the desert, like every worry in my life is gone. All the weights are lifted off my shoulders, and it's just like I'm at peace. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm in California, and it's hard to explain to people that don't. I mean, people feel that way about Texas. People feel that way about Florida, or fucking weird people feel that way about Indiana, or wherever you live, But that's how I've always said. The first time I set foot in in Los Angeles, I've felt like that the city has a vibe that energizes me, So we'll, of course, as we do on this show, we'll keep everybody updated with everything, and hopefully gets a little bit better before it gets worse, or so it doesn't get worse, I should say. Let's see, what do we want to move on to next?
Were we doing Name That Charge this week?
We might be able to. Trump is trumping. We'll get in. Let's get into a couple things. He was sentenced this week, or lack thereof sentencing. He petitioned the Supreme Court to stop the New York sentencing, and they said nope. Getting sentenced, buddy. You a felon. So it is in the books. He is a 34-time convicted felon in the state of New York. He was sentenced and he was not sentenced with anything. He did not get no probation. He did not get no ankle monitor, no house arrest, no nothing like that. But it was kind of a formal thing to cement the fact that he is a felon. So in the books, no matter what, he is a felon.
Now, here's the question for you, Mr. Legal Eagle. Do you think Congress or the House, the Senate, is there going to be an amendment or something, or an asterisk saying that we really don't want felons, in the requirement to be president of the United States?
It can. I don't think it'll happen right away, because we're going into this political session this new year with Republicans controlling everything. Even though it's a slim majority, we only need 2-3 Republicans to be like no, and it blows up everything they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And I think we have that. I think there's a group of them that are tired of the MAGA bullshit, and they just they're just over it. So this week Trump was in rare form. He's starting to walk back campaign promises about lowering groceries and gas and even new wars, because he said he's not above using military action to take over the Panama Canal and the whole fucking country of Greenland, or the province of Greenland, the landmass of Greenland that's owned by Denmark and the Danish people, who have repeatedly said it's not for sale, bro. No. And Trump has this fixation that he's like, China controls the Panama Canal. We can't have that happen. China does not control the Panama Canal on either side. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Nobody ever knows what he's talking about. I don't even know if he ever knows what he's talking about.
Does he even know where the Panama Canal is?
I don't know. I think, yeah.
Thinking about someplace else. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, because he also wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
That's not how it works.
I wish I could use this sound.
My fear, my really big fear is that he has a medical emergency. You know what I'm saying?
And then we stuck with fucking eyeliner guy.
Then we're stuck with J.D. Vance for the rest of Trump's term. Then he can run for president. Then if he's elected, he can't?
Yeah, he can. He can.
Okay. So if he can and he wins, he still can run again, right? Even though he completed Trump's years.
It's maybe a little more nuanced than that.
Okay. My political information, I did, graduate U.S. government, but that was over 30 years ago. So I, don't know much, but I don't know. And I don't have any problems with Republicans. You know what I'm saying? But at one point, there's a difference in the Republicans. Mitt Romney was a decent Republican. Mike Pence
now here's the thing. No matter what, no matter what, you can only serve as president for 10 years. So if Trump dies 2 years in and JD Vance takes over, yes, he can run 2 more times, but nobody's going to vote for fucking JD Vance.
The Republican of today is different from the Republican of yesteryear.
The Republicans, see, here's the there's only a small subset of Republicans like that. The rest of them are the typical fiscally conservative Republicans that have basically built up America for a long time. There's a subset, that wears a certain red hat that kind of will vote for anybody that they put up there next to Donald Trump. You could put a fucking dildo up there next to Donald Trump, and they'll be like, "I'll vote for that guy because if government's gonna fuck you, at least they'll feel good because it's a dick, or something because they're fucking retarded." So, yeah, while you can only be president, you can only serve 2 terms. It's stretched out to 10 years if you take over for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that. So let's see. He's not ruling out military action to take over Panama Canal and Greenland.
What's the benefit of having Greenland? I know where Greenland is. It's between. It's
good for us strategically for us being the police of the world.
Oh, okay.
It's good to have the military there, even though we've had the military there forever.
I'm thinking it's something.
Why do we need the whole place? Well, here's the thing. There's misconceptions around 2 places, Iceland and Greenland. People think Greenland is all green and Iceland's all ice. It's the opposite. Iceland has more green areas than Greenland does, and Greenland's more icy than Iceland is. So there's a great big belief that Greenland is rich in natural resources and minerals like oil.
Okay, well that's where I'm getting at.
That's where we're thinking the motive behind it is. But the Danish people have said that it is not for sale. The people of Greenland are like, "No, bro, we're not MAGA people." I don't think so. So we'll see what happens. But he is ready. Trump and his group are readying 100 executive orders to take place his first day in office. But there is a big group of Republican congressmen and senators that believe that it'll all fall apart because even though the executive actions, in the long run, they still have to be okayed. So,
and like I said, if that case, can he veto their decision? Is that how that works or no? Okay. What happens? What's the thing with the veto? That's if House has something, it gets, and then Senate.
Here's what happens. So if Congress sends some shit to his desk that he doesn't like, he could veto it and be like, "This law is not happening." But if Congress and Senate, if 2/3 voted in after he vetoes it, it becomes law or whatever.
Okay.
A piece of legislation, a new law, or whatever the case may be.
Well, what is it called when the president can just sign something and say
an executive action?
Okay.
But those always could be challenged too.
Okay.
But they'll start happening until you challenge them and there's a decision. But some of them could be unconstitutional. Supreme Court could rule, and so on and so forth.
But all I'm basically getting at, there is still some type of imbalance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they were very smart back in the day when they put this all together.
Hey, but like I said, I don't understand. I just take care of me and my kids. I know I gotta work. I gotta pay bills. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do more local stuff. Like my ears to the local stuff, but like Trump stuff, I tune out because I don't want to. Have you ever been on the phone with a complete stranger and they talk politics to you, and you try to just move on, but they just stay right there? It is horrible. Okay.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It is horrible. It's horrible. Shout out to the customer I spoke with who told me that they don't trust Dalton PD because of Tiffany Henyard. And I had to tell him, sir, I watch the news. I know who you talk about, so y'all just do what y'all gotta do to, protect yourself, get some insurance, health insurance, learn how to can and jar stuff. Eggs are $5 a carton at Aldi's. Do you believe that? I'm sorry. I'm not paying for $5 for no eggs at Aldi's.
Hey, Trump said gas prices, food prices were all gonna go down as soon as he got elected, and here we are 8 days from inauguration and shit's cost more.
Eggland's best eggs at the Myers cost less than Aldi's eggs. I'm just saying.
All these have been raising their prices across the board for everything.
Which is horrible because I could get a thing of grass-fed ground beef for about $5. So you spend $20, that's 4 meals. Okay? No, we're about $6 now, son. No, I don't understand. I hope these tariffs aren't a real thing, or that I don't know how that.
Oh, they're definitely going to be a real thing. They're definitely going to be a real thing.
That's gonna affect a lot of stuff. All the Shein girls, all the TikTok shops, or that's not over here. Same thing with Amazon, depending on what you're trying to get. It's about to get very expensive.
It's gonna be a shit show for real. It's definitely gonna be a shit show. What else happened this week? Oh, bye TikTok. TikTok will shut down on January 19th, next Sunday, a week from today, unless the Supreme Court intervenes. They did hear. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the breakdown over here.
Just when I was getting the hang of those little dances, here they go. And they had that fabulous TikTok shop. If you just shared and people clicked your links, you got yourself. That's what I got for my Christmas presents that I bought for myself. Came from the TikTok shop. I didn't like my wig. That was horrible, and I complained. I wanted to use it for content purposes. That nasty Arab perfume. Just go to the regular store, y'all. Let's band together and start going into our brick and mortar stores, the department stores, okay? Like we're getting a shit show in quality of products.
Now the Supreme Court on the 10th, so on Friday, they heard oral arguments for TikTok versus Garland, which is the case that's setting everything off. Now I'm gonna give you. We're gonna go through this. I'm gonna give you background and everything. So, they heard the oral arguments in TikTok v. Garland. It's concerning the constitutionality of the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act. The law mandates that TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance needs to divest from the app by the 19th due to national security concerns. Now, the background of the case is the PAFACA was enacted in April 2024, and it targets application owned by entities from countries designated as foreign adversaries, explicitly naming TikTok and ByteDance. Now, this law requires all companies to divest within 270 days, with a possible extension of 90 days to prevent a ban in the United States. And here's how the arguments were presented. I'll give you TikTok's first. They were actually represented by a former U.S. Solicitor General, Noah Francisco, and he contended that PFACA, that's what we'll call it. All those fucking letters, stupid abbreviation, infringes upon your First American rights, your First Amendment rights, by imposing a burden on the platform's speech. Francisco argued that TikTok, as a U.S. incorporated company, like it's incorporated in the U.S. It's not incorporated in fucking France or fucking China or anywhere else. It's incorporated in the United States. Engages in protected speech. He emphasized that the law's requirement for ByteDance to divest equates to a suppression of expression, as it would effectively shut down one of America's most popular speech platforms. Now, the government's position is this, as follows. The U.S. Solicitor General, Elizabeth Prologer, defended the law, asserting that it addresses legitimate national security concerns. She highlighted that ByteDance, being subject to Chinese laws, could be compelled to cooperate with Chinese intelligence operations, posing a significant threat to U.S. interest. She said and argued that the law targets foreign ownership to mitigate risks associated with data collection and potential COVID influence by the Chinese government. Now, I'm going to go through some of the Supreme Court justices, their inquiries, and their observations of what was going on during this hearing. We'll start with Clarence Thomas's dumbass. He questioned whether the restriction on ByteDance's ownership translates to a restriction on TikTok's speech, suggesting the law might be viewed as targeting foreign ownership rather than speech itself. The Chief Justice, John Roberts, noted that Congress's intent was not to suppress the content, but to prevent control by a Chinese company over the platform, implying that the law does not directly burden expression. Justice Elena Kagan drew parallels to historical concerns about foreign influence, referencing mid-20th century apprehensions regarding the Soviet Union. To contextualize the current national threat argument. Now, Justice Brett Kavanaugh also expressed concerns about the potential for the Chinese government to access the data from the millions of Americans who use the platform, which could be used for espionage or other malicious activities. Now, here's what the next steps could be. The Supreme Court decision, it's expected by, of course, the January 19th deadline, will have, of course, it's going to have significant implications for the app. If it's upheld, they'll be compelled to divest from TikTok, or the app could face a ban. There's 170 million American users. I'm one of them. The case underscores of course, the ongoing tension between national security and free speech. Now, I kind of have to agree with the conservatives on the panel. Now, the law, the past FACA law, whatever the fuck it is, it aims, it's not stifling no free speech or anything like that. It aims to stifle ownership of the app by a foreign entity, okay? Why I do not like typically agreeing with the conservative justices, especially fucking Clarence Thomas's Uncle fucking Tom fucking bitch ass.
Uncle Rocky.
Yeah. But they're kind of, now this is no indication how they're going to vote, because as we know, President-elect Trump, he has asked them to temporarily put on hold the vote on what to do with it, and put a block on the ban for now, so he can maybe negotiate a deal with somebody. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But there's something else. Let me see. Let's see. Who?
Then I hate for the ban just for the serious creators. Of course, there's other platforms that you can monetize and things like that. Shout out to Meta. Payout was today. Hope you got yours. But yeah, that's a big thing, because a lot of people are being successful in getting a lot of money from using TikTok. And a lot of businesses or news outlets, in particular networks, that aren't getting those views on TV, because a lot of people are cutting the cord. They put the same things on TikTok and they get the same viewership, and they're reaching a different demographic. So it would be very interesting to see what would happen if that ban does happen. Sucks for those small businesses as well.
Now I'm going to break down ByteDance and its investors, okay? It goes as follows. Only 40% is owned by ByteDance and the other 60% by investors. And three of those major investors are Sequoia Capital, General Atlantic, and Coatue Management, which are all big-time venture capital firms in the U.S., okay? Between those three and a couple other people, they own 60% of it. And the founder of ByteDance, who is actually from Singapore, not China, him and the management team own 20%, and ByteDance employees as a whole own enough stock to equal another 20%. And that leaves the other 60% owned by basically American fucking venture capital firms. So that's why I'm like, what is this? Like, it don't make no sense. But I see what the law means and everything, because ByteDance is a Chinese company, and
that's the
Chinese government could, yes. But anything that me and you make or any other American makes on TikTok is not on a Chinese storage server. It's on servers across the U.S.
Right.
So it's not like the Chinese fucking government could be like, give me that. They could say, give me the shit on the Chinese servers, but not the American servers. Can they hack it? Probably, but like I said,
if TikTok was owned by somebody in Singapore or somebody in London, this wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, so like I said, that's why I can see why the justices are saying what they're saying, and I agree with them so far. But here's what ByteDance suggested, or what they offered to do, because of America's concerns. They said, we'll take the 40% that we own, and we'll sell 12.5%. We'll take 20% of the 40% that we own between the management team and the fucking and the employees. We'll take 20% of it. 12.5% will go to Oracle, and 7.5% will go to Walmart. Those two entities will buy those shares. Mm-hmm. But it's never been really, the Congress never really responded to it. So it's we'll see what happens. Like I said, the Supreme Court has the rule on it by the 19th. Trump has publicly pled for them to block the ban until he could get into office and do whatever, because he likes TikTok because Barron likes TikTok. So he said his exact words, I have a special place in my heart for TikTok. So I agree. Because
where am I going to learn those hip terms that'll make me relate to my teenage son? You know, I learned about the skibidi and had kids having Riz and being alphas and all of that stuff through TikTok. And if I don't have that, then I won't speak the language of today or know what they are talking about.
Facebook Reels, because everybody's been moving everything over to YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, and stuff like that. Instagram Reels, so that they could get their following moved over there and stuff like that. I know why the justices are saying what they're saying, and I agree with them from a legal standpoint. And the PAFACA is law. So the wording of that law and my interpretation of that law, as somebody that's well versed in law, somebody that gets great grades, and has a legal mind, if I was Supreme Court justice based on this law, I would vote to uphold the ban. That's what I would do.
Where am I going to learn all the songs to the old school dances?
But that's based on that. Now,
restaurant reviews and hair tutorials.
Girl, I've got so many recipes from that shit.
I am the crock pot queen. You know what I'm saying? All I need is to put it on in the morning. It's done by the time I get off from TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I sometimes I want to think I'm a baker because of TikTok. I want to redecorate, know what your
TikTok
trends are for the season. You go to TikTok. Sometimes Facebook can, depending on how your age is, I think that's how your Facebook may be. Like, I've been here since 05, so all my shit, I believe, is kind of not towards the young crew. You know what I'm saying? So on a TikTok, aside from little comedy things that get you a little ha-ha, I love those. But yeah, everything is quick and do. And yeah, you can watch reels on Instagram and Facebook, but I'd rather be on TikTok and do that. And then sometimes I want to do a little funny video myself, or so it'll be really different. And then how can are there any other companies that China deals with as far as social media in America?
No.
No?
Because they would have brought it up, okay, and shit like this. But this is it. So we'll see what happens, and we'll have an answer for you next week, because they're going to decide by the 19th.
Hey guys, come to the party. It's a TikTok party on my birthday. Woo!
Yeah, because your birthday is Sunday, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's up to Bianca whether we pot or not next week.
We're potting.
Because it's her birthday, so it's up to her.
We're partying. Partying. Get indie. Rome better be here on time. Get
next week's episode is episode 149, and the big episode 150 will be 1 week into Trump's. Well, we'll be talking about all the fucked up shit Trump's probably did in his first week.
The inauguration. Can we talk about the funeral of President Jimmy Carter?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yes, that was something else I did want to get into. President Jimmy Carter, which was the oldest living president in the history of the fucking. He lived longer than any other ex-president. What, he was 100, wasn't he?
Just turned 100 this year.
Just turned 100. He's been kind of out of it for a while and stuff like that. But Jimmy Carter wasn't supposed to be president. Okay. He became president. They say he was a lame dunk president. There's a couple things that happened why he wasn't reelected, but that brought in Ronald Reagan. But God help us. But Jimmy Carter was a regular person. He blew up in politics. He became president. And after he left the presidency, he went right back to being a regular person.
And helped his community.
He was a real big advocate for Habitat for Humanity and HUD. He built hundreds of homes himself, along with teams around the nation for poor families. And he was a regular person. He went. All these other presidents, no matter who they are, they left. They have nice houses or farms or whatever. He went back to a little ass house in Georgia. And his grandson is awesome. He's done some public speaking. And his eulogy was real dope. But one of the biggest takeaways from the funeral were Donald Trump and Barack Obama being very chatty with each other, laughing and very cordial. And if you did not know any of the shit surrounding these two men over the last fucking 16 to 18 years, you would think that they were besties.
Here's the thing. Okay, so you mentioned sitting in front of Trump and President Barack Obama was current Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband.
Yes.
I believe from what I saw this little clip, it looks like Trump was saying something to Barack. Like, I feel he said, "Oh, she's here," and then for some odd reason, Kamala turned around and was just like, I am not having it. Since Michelle was not there, she had a prior engagement somewhere else. It was a scheduling conflict. I believe that Barack, I know they did it chronologically, but he was a buffer between Laura and George. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, George didn't even shake his hand.
Hello?
George Bush
I love him.
was like, fuck this motherfucker, and ignored him the whole time. He didn't even like acknowledge him.
Nah.
Cause you know why? Fucking George Bush was mad that his side piece Michelle Obama wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Because
peppermints for nothing.
Yeah, they besties. I love their little relationship. Hey, I love George Bush. Everybody's like, Rob Villain's he's a Democrat. He's a Republican hater. No matter what, since I turned 18 years old and I became a registered voter, every election that I voted in, whether it was in Lake County, Gary, Indiana, East Chicago, Indiana, whether it was in Las Vegas, Nevada, whether it was in San Diego, California, I've always voted for the best candidate for the job that was on the ballot.
You don't have to just do straight Democrat
exactly.
or straight Republican. And I think a lot of times some people don't know that.
I did not in the year 2000 election, in the 2000 presidential election, I did not vote for Al Gore at all. I don't think Al Gore was ready to be president. And I wasn't one of those people that'd be like, "Oh, this motherfucker crazy. He's talking about this climate change thing. What is he talking about?" No, I didn't think he was. I didn't think he didn't have the temperament to be a president that would be able to protect the country if something happened. I voted for George Bush.
Now, mind you, I
want the cocaine cowboy in the Oval Office with the nuclear codes, man. I don't want the guy that's trying to save the world from climate change in the year 2000. That's not how I wanted it.
Let's fast forward 25 years.
I still pick George Bush over Trump. The fuck?
Oh yeah. No. I agree. I don't fault George. Hey, he just got dealt that hand, you can't.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I voted for him in 2000. I voted for him in 2004 because fuck John Kerry also. What the fuck? Like that's what the Democrats gave us to work with. John Kerry. We had John Kerry. And then in 2000 I don't even fucking remember. And then in 2006
McCain.
There's a senator from fucking Chicago that gave an impassioned speech and fucking the rest of the world knew who he was and put him on the trajectory to be our first black president, a very good president, probably our most well-spoken president ever.
What can you say most? Doesn't he have a Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jimmy Carter does it well, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Barack might have been one of our most educated presidents.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. He was a lawyer, so he knew the law, shit like that. And that's what I want it to be. I don't want a businessman that fucking bankrupted a casino.
Yeah. You want somebody that like Vice President Harris, her career as far as
she was very qualified. She was very qualified.
Attorney, then a district attorney, then attorney general, and then governor.
Senator.
Was a senator.
Senator,
you know what I'm saying? Like you want somebody that's versed in that pathway.
And those are all positions that you have to get most of those positions you got to get voted in for.
Yeah.
So the public has to have this perception that they trust you to do what you're running for anyway. So there's that.
But yeah, I always wonder why didn't the Democrats, I guess, maybe push Cory Booker? Perhaps.
That's
no.
That it's too soon.
Okay.
America has a love affair with Barack. Okay, and half of America has the love affair with Barack. The other half is racist as fuck. That's why the fucking Cheeto got voted in 2016. Okay.
What is America's problem with women?
Majority of men don't respect women.
Okay.
As sad as it is to say, that's exactly what it is.
Because as much hope as I had for Kamala, you know what I'm saying? The underlying thing for me was like they didn't vote for Hillary. You know, like
I thought black women would feel empowered. I was really disappointed in women voters.
Yeah.
Specifically minority women, black and Latino women.
Yeah.
I was also very, very annoyed by the fact that white women allow their husbands to tell them who to vote for. I know somebody whose husband I know somebody whose husband was in the voting booth with her.
That's
which you're not supposed to do.
No.
But she's handicapped. So, but going back to the funeral, yeah, the Donald Trump Barack fucking back and forth was they were laughing and smiling, you know, and Barack's, no matter what shit Trump talked about him not being a citizen, the whole birth certificate, because remember, Trump's the one who started all that.
Mm-hmm.
He poured money, he spent money on this thing, you know? So no matter what, Barack is a very, very, very diplomatic person. He's always going to be the bigger person. He's always going to, you know, take the high road. You know, he's not going to deal with the bullshit. He knows there's cameras on, you know? George Bush don't give a fuck. George Bush is like, fuck this motherfucker.
The entire time, him and Laura, I love seeing her.
And Bush should be a little happy because, you know, Trump make Bush look like that much better of a president.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Helped his legacy. Helped his legacy a lot. Speaking
of legacies, speaking of legacies, you know, that was a very good segue that you didn't even know. You alley-ooped that, didn't even know it. Joe Biden's presidential legacy has been cemented as the last fiscal numbers have come out. The month of December added 256,000 jobs, dropped the unemployment rate down to 4.1%. Earnings and job growth have outperformed inflation, no matter what any Republican infographic tries to tell you. Joseph Biden, Grandpa Joe, is going down as one of the most economical, best presidents in the history of this country, whether you like it or not. And I don't care what type of fucking mental gymnastics these Republicans try to throw up in the air. You can't deny it. There's no denying it.
Considering what he received,
what he inherited, and what he's done since then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hold on, let me see something.
That's good. Now don't fuck it up, Trump. You know, we got all these jobs, and listen, y'all, if you're paying attention and you want a job, I can give you websites, get you a job. Okay. Sit down, read. Some jobs you have to have your own equipment. Some they'll send it to you. All you have to do is smile and read. Okay. Get licensed, that'll increase. So get you one of these jobs, one of these black jobs.
Now check this out. He's done something like since in December 2020. January of 2000, December 2020. There's been consistent monthly job growth every month since December 2020. And this has never happened since they started collecting this data in 1939. No other president has done this. Nobody. Total employment gains. The economy added 3 million jobs in 2023, averaging 251,000 jobs per month. The consistent growth contributed to a low unemployment rate, which averaged 3.6 in both 2022 and 2023, levels that had never been seen since 1969. January 2021 to December 2024, the unemployment rate decreased from 6.3% to 4.1%. GDP growth during the term, with a notable 5.8 increase in 2021 as the economy rebounded from the pandemic-induced recession. In 2022, it grew 1.9%. In 2023, it grew 2.5%. Quarterly performance in the third quarter of 2024, the real GDP increased in an annual rate of 3.1%. So he's had a GDP growth year after year after year that's improved year after year after year during his term, which has only happened, I think, with 4 other presidents. Inflation reached a peak during Biden's term with consumer price index rising to a 40-year high. However, by December 2023, the inflation had moderated back down to 3.1%, indicating that it was stabilized. And despite fucking, and of course, the American Rescue Plan, the Build Back Better plan, the what I've always touted, what he's done was the infrastructure plan. Every president since John F. Kennedy has tried to get an infrastructure plan approved. Nobody's been able to do it until Biden did it. Now, why all you guys are driving and complaining about the construction and the traffic because of the construction, all that money is that's what that is. That's what that is. All the overtime they're getting, all that shit. That's what that's from. So it's it turned out to be what everybody on the other side hated. That's what the term ended up being. One of the most economical driven presidential terms in the history of the country. So shout out to that. Dark Brandon took over.
Good. Let's not fuck it up, Trump. Let's keep that momentum going.
Nope. And with that being that, we will get into our last segment, which is Bianca's segment. So I hope she's ready for tonight.
Sure.
All right, let's get it going. Let's get it going, guys. Everybody's favorite name that charge. No, wrong one. 5 random questions. 5 random question with Miss Bianca Tate. Oh, let me fix it. Hold on. It says without Miss Bianca Tate because you weren't here.
I'll tell that story.
5 random question with Miss Bianca Tate. It's just like it sounds. Bianca asked 5 random questions. We answered. So you guys get to know us a little bit more. A little bit better. Whatever. So, hope you kind of phoned those ones in last week, girl. We were talking shit about you the whole time we were asking them. I was like, what'd she do? Fucking write these in her while she was taking her morning shit? What the hell? Because they're shitty questions.
Thoughts came out.
All right, let's get this going. Bianca, question number 1.
Okay, question number 1. Fires on the West Coast had me thinking, like, if I had maybe 30 seconds to a minute to grab, just something important that I would need, would I be able to? Or what would those items be?
Luckily for me, most of my important stuff is in my backpack. And that's my travel backpack. It's a backpack I take when I fly, whatever. It has everything in there that I need. It has extra ID, has my social security card, my birth certificate. It's usually where I put my laptop. Everything's in that bag. If I got 2 minutes to grab everything I need to grab, I'm grabbing my laptop. I'm throwing it in the bag. I'm grabbing my jewelry box because I'm not leaving my fucking that shit behind. What the fuck? I'm throwing that in the backpack. Like I could get like clothes and stuff like that. I know that's all fucking replaceable.
Yeah.
But everything that I need is in the same area because I travel a lot. Mm-hmm. I've been back here for 2 months, and I'm still living out the suitcase because I never know when I'm leaving again. So it's I could grab everything and maybe my stuff up in the bathroom in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the way my life is set up,
you're right.
It's pretty easy for me to grab everything and get in my car.
Yeah.
And really, if it wasn't, all I need is my laptop. As long as I got my laptop and my backpack, I'm good. I could get clothes. my hard drives are in the laptop. In the backpack and shit like that. All my cord, everything's in in my backpack, like I was just saying. So, like, if right now, even if we weren't on a show, I'm sitting at the same table all the time in the dining room doing my homework anyway. So if fucking evacuation order comes in, you need in 2 minutes. Cops knock on the door. You got 2 minutes to grab everything you can. You got to evacuate. As soon as that clock starts ticking, all the important stuff is within fucking, like, I'm looking at my suitcase right now and the backpack that I would grab. I'm literally, I get up, I shut my laptop off, and in 2 steps, I'm at everything I need to grab.
Yeah.
So it might be a little harder for you because you got kids and all that. You're on the fucking 3rd floor.
Okay, listen. So I thought about it. All of my like important papers, I have like one of those file thingies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Things
Yeah.
kids, our personal information, like their school stuff, basically in there. I have to probably get a lot of stuff. Like I have stuff of my grandmother's and my mother's, like in a box and stuff. And I have to probably go through there and see what I really need of theirs. And because I'm not going to be like looking through a box for pictures and stuff like that. So I would definitely take my Mac. Sorry, my work equipment will just have to stay, but I can always work another gig from another thing. So aside from papers, I just need some shorts and some pants and a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Took everything. I can basically everything that I would want or need, I can just put in a big old purse. You know what I'm saying? So that's readily available. Kids, take the clothes off your back. We'll find some clothes. You know what I'm saying? We can find some clothes. But most important thing is paperwork. Because it'll be a bitch to try to get that shit. So yeah, no, I would be prepared just to take my paperwork and my computer and a big ass purse. So
it'd be pretty easy for me. All right, let's go. Question number 2.
Question number 2. What is your favorite type of soup?
Ooh, right now? Right now?
Yes.
Creamy chicken and wild rice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically from Panera.
Oh.
It's very, very good. I've been on this wild rice kick. Like I eat a lot of rice with dinner, like brown and wild rice. I got brown rice and quinoa. Stuff like that.
It looks like little condoms to me. Like little mini condoms. Get with it. They do. I'm sorry. And I have a thing about like tapioca. Oh my gosh! When I was little, I was so scared of tapioca.
I don't like tapioca. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, chicken and creamy chicken and wild rice. Of course, a good, I'm old school. A good homemade fucking chicken noodle soup. And of course, broccoli and cheddar. Who don't like broccoli and cheddar? Chicken and dumplings. I love chicken and dumplings. But right now, creamy chicken and wild rice because I'm a Panera whore. I love Panera. So I get the creamy chicken and wild rice and the steak ciabatta dipper. Like the French onion ciabatta dipper, and boom, that's what I be getting right now.
Okay.
What about you?
I want a good French onion soup.
Okay.
I've been seeing those recipes on TikTok, seeing how it's quite easy to make homemade. And I didn't know that I could caramelize onions myself. Like I was trying to be fancy for a nigga and try to make him a Maxwell polish. And I was like, oh, let me make some onions and stuff. And did it. So I was like, oh, I can make that soup. So
it's easy as hell. What the hell?
Who would have thunk? You know what I'm saying?
See, but it's always good right at the last end as they're almost done. Little brown sugar.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that. But see, But yeah, I want some good French onion soup or a good tortilla.
Chicken tortilla soup fire too.
I've seen that recipe for lasagna soup that I'm
Yes,
interested in seeing
yes.
or trying. I love a good gnocchi. Um, but I want like a Tuscan soup or Tuscany soup,
Okay.
but I want gnocchi as in there too, and not the
Okay.
potatoes. So
Okay.
but yeah, I love a good soup, and this is definitely soup.
Yes, yes. I actually thought about making soup today, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that takes too long. Like, I
You
want
get
to
started
eat,
early.
so I made Chicago beef sandwiches.
Ooh, I made smoked sausage and cabbage and some brown rice, and I fried some green tomatoes.
Okay. All right. Question number 3.
Question number 3. I don't know what happened to my lights.
What the hell?
Question number 3. What would you do if your lights went off and nobody was in the room with you? Would you be nervous?
No, because I don't believe in ghosts or anything. So I'll think of the most logical explanation why. I'll switch the light on and off. I'll check the plug.
I think somebody messing with my remote in the other room. But yeah.
I'm a logical person, so that's usually what I go look for first.
If this other light didn't stay on, I would have thought somebody turned off my power or something like that.
God damn it! What the hell?
Okay. I think we'll play question number 4.
All right, let's do it. Question number 4.
Question number 4. What is your favorite type of white noise?
Probably Frankie Valley in the Four Seasons.
Really?
That was just a fucking. That's just a joke.
Oh.
You ever see one of those TikToks that like, oh, let me put on some white noise, and it's just like some heavy metal will start playing.
Mine
Get
was the
it? Get
Soprano.
it? White noise.
Oh, stop it. Sorry.
But I don't like that. I don't like no noise. When I
Okay.
go to
So you
sleep,
sleep in complete silence?
I need complete darkness and complete silence.
Wow.
Like shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep.
Okay.
Now if I'm high enough and I'm tired enough and like when of me and my ex is living together or whatever, if they need the TV to watch to sleep or whatever, that's fine. Like it's not gonna affect me because eventually I'm gonna fall asleep, And but if I prefer dark and quiet.
Okay.
What about
Um,
you?
so I have always enjoyed sleeping with the radio on.
Okay.
Um, I don't do that as much in my current situation. So there's usually something going on. With me looking at screens all day, my thing is I can just listen to anything. I just don't want to see anything. So it can be like I don't care what's on, just let it be dark. You know what I'm saying? So I would prefer the Sweat Hotel on iHeartRadio at night so I can hear the smooth styling and voice of Keith Sweat while I fall asleep. But it doesn't matter. I love The Sopranos. I love falling asleep to The Sopranos. That's fun.
I can't fall asleep to shows I like, even though I've watched The Sopranos like 27 times.
You
If
can't.
I'm laying down and I hear it, I'm gonna fucking turn over and watch the shit. I can't
No,
just listen to it.
I'm gonna be aware. Like, okay, where am I at in this episode? Where did I start? Okay, I
But
went to sleep.
I've
I
watched
woke
it enough
up.
where it could be like a radio show like my grandparents had before
Yeah.
TV. Like I could sit there and listen to it and know exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I just watch it because it's my life. I love it.
I love that show. I love that show. And I feel so guilty for loving it. I really do.
Why?
Okay,
It's great television.
Right, but first time watching it, I did not know much about the dynamic between Italians and African Americans. I didn't.
Well, that all depend on the city too.
Okay. I just didn't know. So a lot of the things that were said, particularly my favorite episode is with Bo Keaton Woodbine as Massive Genius.
Yeah, okay.
Like just the terms and things like that, I did not know. And they're sprinkled throughout the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times I didn't get back,
Old school Italians like New York and stuff like that, they feel like they get left out of the discrimination, civil rights shit because they were treated how blacks were in the civil rights movement. WAP, WAP, it stands for without papers.
I understood that, but still.
But in New York area, in that East Coast enclave, the tri-state area, they were territorial, Little Italy, Harlem, whatever. But they didn't get along for a long time, and some of them did, and some of them didn't. In other big Italian city or Italian stronghold cities, Philly, they got along a little bit better. In Chicago, they got along a little bit better. So, but for the most part, there was and it was kind of a fight. It was kind of a business thing too, because generally in the areas where the mob was big, drugs weren't big. And whether the East Coast wasn't like a gang area, but the corner boys that would come in selling the drugs, the Italians didn't like it. And it just so happened that they were, either black or Puerto Ricans. So, because that's really that's what dominated, the whole New York area. New York area, where you had your Italians, you had your blacks, you had your Puerto Ricans, you had your fucking we'll call them Eastern Europeans, because now what used to be fucking, Russia is a bunch of different countries. So it was and all of them had their enclave. But as time went on, just like everywhere else, it wasn't it turned from a racial segregation to a classist segregation, because you could go to any hood now in any big city, and you're gonna find black people, white people, Hispanic people. It's all a melting pot now because everybody's fucking poor. It's not targeted against a certain ethnicity or a demographic now. So, of course, if you take all the numbers throughout, the country, it's still disproportionate to, blacks and Hispanics. But once you break it down into certain counties, like Lake County, like out here, you know what I mean? It's very kind of look at Gary used to be fucking 88% black. It's not like that anymore. I think it's down to 60% now.
We moving.
Poor people got to go where they can afford to be. All right, let's wrap it up with question number 5.
Question number 5. Your favorite snack food?
Oh, that's hard, because it's like, what is the snack going to be? Is this just like just a munchy snack? Is this a snack that I'm eating between? Is this going to be something I'm eating between like breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner, or a bedtime snack? Okay. And I'm a pothead, so my snacks could be fucking anything. I'd be like, I want a snack, and I could make fucking filet mignon,
Okay.
But like a real laid back, like easy grab snack would be fucking really is fucking the Walmart equate fucking like Ensure, like protein drinks. Like I buy them by the case, by 24.
I have been putting that in my coffee in the morning.
Though the chocolate ones are the best. I like them better than Ensure. They're better than Boost. They're better than any other one. I get the extra one that has 13 grams of protein per bottle. And I'll drink 24 of them in like 4 days. I'll be drinking that while I'm eating a meal. you know. But like, and I like chocolate, and I have every time I go to the store to get chocolate milk, my fucking Fairlife fucking lactose free shit's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I get those for my chocolate cravings also, and I do drink too much of it because I be shitting all crazy because they got all the vitamins and minerals in it too.
Yeah.
So I'm overdosing on all these vitamins and minerals, and I'm fucking shitting all fucking crazy.
Like
But
I said, I use the caramel in my coffee. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like snacks for me is like it's weird. Like shit, throw in the air fryer. Mini corn dogs. I just bought a box of mini corn dogs. They're the
Okay.
chicken. They're the chicken ones.
Okay.
Um, sandwiches. I'm a big peanut butter and jelly person. Strawberry jelly. I don't want
Okay.
no fucking grape shit.
Mm.
Grape jelly don't taste like
Do
grapes.
you prefer jelly or jam or
Preserves.
preserves? Okay.
I prefer preserves.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm bougie.
Ooh.
And other than that, like anything I throw in an air fryer, or whatever, and a snack for me could be like a leftover. Like I made empanadas and I had a bunch of meat left over from that, so I went and got egg roll wrappers the next day, and I made taco egg rolls this week. So that's like a snack for me. I eat it for dinner, and then if I want a snack or the next day, I fucking throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds while the air fryer's warming up at 400, and I throw it in the air fryer for another minute and a half, and it's back crispy as fuck. Like I just pulled it out the fucking deep fryer. So like my snack could be literally anything. Like this is what I've been snacking on today. These are freeze dried raspberries and fresh white and dark chocolate, some true fruit.
Oh, that's what y'all were talking about.
Yeah, but these are the freeze dried ones. The other ones are in the freezer section. These are just on the shelf because it's freeze dried. Yeah.
Okay.
The other ones when you buy them, they're not cheap either. They're $7 to $10 a bag, but you have to eat them like 24 hours, 48 hours after you open it. Yeah, and you got to keep them refrigerated. I had somebody my cousin just had them out, just had them laying out. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Can't just have them out. Yeah. It gets all soggy because the inside thaws out and the chocolate's keeping it all in. But they're fire, I like them. But yeah, I also just bought a thing of yogurt, strawberry and peach. Like really, I snack healthily. Like I don't eat a lot of like junk food like snacks, like little cakes or anything like that. I might grab like a banana pudding parfait or something from Strax from the deli area or something like that. But for the most part, my snacking, my munchies is pretty healthy. I'm a big fruit eater, but I don't eat a lot of fruit out here because it's fucking Indiana and it's not fresh fruit right now. So I was at Strax today and I've been craving watermelon because I'm black, duh. But it's like the watermelon looks all fucking nasty. Like, girl, I'm on the West Coast. Like, I eat mad watermelon and fucking blackberries. Blackberries and raspberries and watermelon. I'm eating them constantly. Like, I'll go buy a watermelon, I'll eat the whole thing in one day. I'm just fucking eating fucking watermelon. Yeah. I'm eating so much watermelon, I'm fucking pissing watermelon. But yeah, I try to keep the snacking healthy because I smoke a lot, so I get the munchies a lot, and I don't want to, eat a bunch of bullshit. I got my cholesterol in check. I don't got no blood pressure problems, and I'm not trying to deal with those type of issues again. So I try to eat. I try to snack as healthy as possible. Fruit bars. I'm lactose intolerant. And when I do buy ice cream, I'll buy like the Ben and Jerry Cherry Garcia lactose free one. But even the little one's like $6. So what I do is I buy like these juice bars. They're fruit. They got strawberry ones. They got pineapple ones, and it's like Mexican baletas, but it's a piece of fucking pineapple on a fucking stick. So I buy those, but like I tell everybody, I just shout out to MVT Dink, most valuable trapper Dink. He on the mend, he was in the hospital, and I'm mentioning all this because he got it on his page, his Facebook. He's talking about it. I'm not prying into his life or anything like that, but he had high blood pressure, and he's on blood pressure medication now, and he's trying to start
Mhm.
eating, better. And
It's
he's
a
like,
it's a struggle.
yeah, he said earlier days, like, I went from chips and juice to fruit and water, and I told him, hey, find some other alternative snacks too, because the fruit is all sugar for the most part.
Yeah.
Sugar and water
You
is
need some
basically what fruit
protein,
is. Yeah.
and that is my thing, which is
If
it's
you're not
horrible.
if you're not allergic to tree nuts, almonds and
Oh yeah,
cashews and peanuts, and, walnuts, they're all fucking high in protein.
yeah. That's the thing I've been having to learn to prioritize. So it's been a lot of protein, Greek yogurt. Get jazzy and put some frozen blueberries on it, and just snack away. I got some Raisin Bran, which is really funny. I'm just like, well, why did I get Raisin? Because I want something sweet, but then I know,
Okay.
you can't lose with fiber. So it'll help one way. So yeah, that has been my go-to. Some damn protein shakes in my coffee. Protein, protein, protein. I hate sugar-free stuff. I just rather leave it alone. And yeah, you
I'd rather have
mentioned a
the
little
sugar
cake. Yeah,
than the sugar
yeah,
than the sugar fucking substitute.
yeah. I tried going from pop to diet pop. Then I was just like, okay, well, let me get flavored sparkling water. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't. That's when I realized I was like, bitch, it's the sugar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the motherfucking sugar in the
Sugar
shit
triggers
that
the
I
same
really.
brain activity as cocaine does.
Oh
So
yeah, listen.
your C
I
your CT scans on cocaine and sugar are the same.
listen. I used to go through droughts and to self-medicate. I would eat tons of ice cream and would get like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, so I get it. It's horrible. It is
Yeah.
horrible. So yeah,
It's
sugar
the
is
number one
the
addictive thing in the
enemy.
world.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost everybody's addicted to it,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't realize it. Start taking your shit off sugar based shit. I tried it for one day. I'm like 11 hours in. I was like, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, because it's like, oh, I can't have this fruit.
yeah,
I can't. It's like, what the fuck.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's the
that
protein
was
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Protein. You gotta add the protein, man.
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 random questions with Miss Bianca Tate. One thing I want to address about the wildfire real quick, and MAGA people. I'm a member of this Facebook community group called the Aftermath Debate Club, and all we do is make fun of these Trump people. It's crazy, and these Trump people are crazy. This one guy, I called him out because all he does is like post AI generated fucking text, like long ass fucking essays of fucking AI generated shit, and um, I got a subscription to Quillbot, so I scan my papers before I turn them in for school, so make sure everything's fine on them, and fucking so I'll take his fucking post and I'll run it through there, and be like, yeah, this is 100% AI generated, but we be talking shit to this guy all the time now, but a lot of them have been talking shit the past 2 days about FEMA's and how they have a program where they give money to you for your animals in natural disasters, right? And there's a lot of horse farms and stuff like that that were affected by the fires going on right now in the LA area. So these are the same people that were complaining that people were eating the cats and dogs and we need to protect them. And now they're like, why are you FEMA giving them money? What about North Carolina people from the hurricane? So I'm tired of all these people. It's going to be a long 4 years. A long 4 years. And next week is our last show before the inauguration, so we'll have some info about that and see what else we'll talk about. And in between time, you could go to the YouTube page and watch all the 147 previous episodes along with this one. We stream to you live every week from Facebook, YouTube, and robvillain.com and villainradionetwork.com. So tune in as we approach 150 episodes, which is in 2 weeks. I'm still trying to figure out what we should do for that. I would like to do a live show type shit, but even a show all of us are together, but it's so hard to put together. Like,
here's the thing: what is needed?
A place, I guess.
I have a place.
That's true. That is true.
With a sectional, however you got a position, but that is possible.
Yeah, we could definitely do something. We'll figure it out. Yeah. But we'll talk in the group chat about that. We'll see what's up next week on episode 149. We'll be talking about whatever fucked up shit happens this week. Until then, we'll see you.